Yes, many thanks for staying with us on Frontline this morning. Now we move on to the interview segment of the program where we have a quite sensitive topic to discuss this morning. Digital platforms have revolutionized how information is created, consumed, and shared, and this poses new challenges in discerning reliable content. Hence why it is imperative for us to highlight the importance of equipping people with critical thinking in today's digital ecosystem, and to also reiterate individuals' needs to be equipped with media and information literacy competencies to understand the stake and to also contribute to and benefit from information and communication opportunities. Joining us to have this conversation this morning as we discuss the topic media and information literacy for public good is Oladayo Ogunbowale. He is the Special Assistant on Communication to the Executive Governor of Oyo State, that is Engineer Oluseyi Makinde. It's good to have you in the studio this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, sir. So let's start by first understanding what is media and information literacy and why is it important in this digital age?
So if you ask me, I think one of the basic, if I were hard to it, are the basic fundamental needs of man. You know, some people say shelter, food, and all that. I think one other thing that if I were to write my own, you know, psychological or philosophical compendium, would be the need to be informed and to inform. Everybody wants to know what is going on, irrespective of where you are across the world. Even those who are in space are watching out what is going on Earth.
Exactly.
So man needs to be informed. Now, how informed are you? On a scale of maybe 1 to 10, 1 to 100, determines how literate you are. How much you know about a particular subject, about a particular location, about a particular cuisine, or whatever you desire to take interest, you know, in acquiring knowledge about. How well you know that thing is how literate you are. Someone said, and I believe him, he said, the illiterate of the 21st century won't be someone who didn't go to school. It will be someone who has been unable to redesign his approach to life by engaging tech. And that leads me to what you read, part of what you read in your intro, the introduction, not just of technology, not just of ICT, but now the elephant in the room, AI, artificial intelligence. Because what we're doing right now, someone can capture just 5 seconds and then reproduce it somewhere, and we'll be seeing ourselves talking and we're not there.
That is it.
You know, so I mean, this is the age of deep fake. That's the word out there. And so everybody wants to be informed. The question now is, what is the source of that information you're consuming? How sure are you that what you're accessing right now is actually the truth? People cast the news now, they just type the text and an image comes up and it looks as beautiful as you, and everybody like, oh, that's my favorite presenter. Well, that's in your house. You know, so media literacy, yes. You see, we call the fourth estate of realm. I'm a media professional too, so aside the government job. Okay, so fourth estate of realm tells you that we're expected to not just be gatekeepers, as people would rather say, but we're actually part of government. Media governs. Because people say, you know, the federal, the states, the executive, the legislature, the judiciary, and then the media. Fourth estate of realm. Okay, so which means the media has a job to sensitize, to inform, of course, to entertain people appropriately. It's very important, because when you're saying we want to ensure that people know, are you not skewing the information for whatever reasons? For whatever reasons. And then, are you considering what those people at the other end too? What would they use that information for? And I'll give you a good example. I know you only asked one question, so permit me. Recently, there was an information about an outbreak of a particular kind of disease in a particular place. I won't mention location. And the doctor who was in charge there decided, okay, let me just call some press guys and just tell them, okay, about 600 people have done this, maybe 3 people died, but we are working on it, and then the person left. Now, before they published, I just happened to come across the draft, you know. So when I saw it, guess what? One of the press guys there, you decided to pick 600 people infected with so. I said,
exaggeration.
I mean, you will cause unnecessary panic. Why didn't you pick the 3 that you said, oh, 3 lost, or just say many feared? I mean, when you use many feared infected, many feared, that's why they coin those words. Some people will read it and just have hypertension and just somebody might fail. You know, so I said, see, you have to consider those who are the receiving hand. And that's why, yes, everybody wants to know. I know we'll get there, the social media and all that, you know. But then
everybody wants to make their news to break first.
Exactly. I mean, everybody wants to shoot up breaking news. I mean, even when you're not sure, when you've not ascertained what is going on. Okay, so how well you know is how literate you are. It does not mean you don't know anything. I mean, there's hardly anybody who does not know anything now across the world. Someone knows something. But the quality of what you know, how genuine what you know is, and of course the source, determines how literate you are.
Okay, since you have already mentioned it, I think let's just branch a bit. Now, talking about this high hopes public have on the media, to give them genuine information, but it seems we are losing it in the media space, because sometimes you won't believe the source of an information is coming from the so-called media. Now, where's the place of professionalism in today's journalism work?
Okay, so whether we like it or not, we'll still have to appreciate, I mean, the gatekeepers, you know, for at least choosing to do that job. It's a thankless job. I tell people, I said, if you have access to half of the information that some journalists have access to, that they try to manage, some people will just maybe war would have been in Nigeria by today. If people are pushing out exactly the same information that they are getting access to. So we must still appreciate media professionals who choose to still do this job. Okay, however, a lot has to be done. I mean, there's very little to be desired in the quality of output that you see from certain, I mean, with due respect to the big names, I mean, blogs, you know, soft sell magazines, people who don't really care, they just want to sell, you know, using clickbaits, you know, something to just attract you. And then the story is different. You know, that happens a lot. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And if you ask me, some might say, you are in government, and what else would you say? I think we need to do more with regulation. And when I say regulation, I'm not saying government regulating. No. I'm saying the media space needs to self-regulate. It's pretty important. Yes, there are associations. You
have NBS, NUJ.
Exactly. Yeah. So these associations need to start putting in place stopgaps. I mean, countermeasures. How are you sure that what your members are putting out is the right thing? And if anyone is found erring, what happens to the person? You know, these are things that we really need to look at as a nation. Yes, that's the job of government. If government comes, you will say they have personal interest in this, you know, media house or not. So why can't the associations self-regulate? Okay, so I mean, I can't count how many now associations or groups, you know, in the media, whether from print to, you know, broadcast, you know, and online media now, you know, the blogs and the website and all that. So can these people just rise up to the occasion and self-regulate, begin to punish erring members? And I mean, awareness, because okay, there's this common thing now, especially for people who defame online. You see, the next thing, people who don't take nonsense, we just sue them to court. That's the next thing.
Those who know their rights.
Exactly. Ditto the Falana. I mean, okay, let's not go there. But this is what we see every day.
Of course.
Now ask yourself, if those platforms that those people are using, if they have been able to regulate what is put out there, this probably would not have happened.
Exactly. So regulation, professionalism.
Yes, I'm telling
because
you.
it's not everybody that can actually, for me, I have this notion that it's not everybody that can actually practice journalism.
True.
But today's world is saying otherwise.
The moment you have a mobile phone, right, journalist,
it's saying otherwise. So the proliferation of social media has basically altered communication pattern in our society. So how has social media, the rise of social media, changed the landscape of information consumption? And what are the challenges you think it has posed?
I think social media came in first to disrupt media in entirety. Unfortunately, that disruption is now becoming negative. Yeah, disruption is expected. I mean, everybody evolves. Even the whole world is evolving. Man is evolving. You expect things to get better in anywhere you are. You don't expect this studio to remain this way in the next 10 years.
Sure.
And 10 years is even too much. Okay, so I mean, so social media coming in, I mean, people started, reading tweets, checking Facebook while on TV, live TV. Okay, what are my viewers? What are they saying? Awesome. However, when people just come online and say whatever they like, and on some platforms, I mean, you see people saying nonsense with confidence. I mean, and they are so sure that what they are saying is right. And they may not leave the corner of their room. They've not gone to do any research. They've not gone to ask anybody. They've not confirmed anything.
During election.
It's worse. It's always worse during election. Unfortunately, of course, elections, politicians have a way of, weaponizing, that. You see people, just give them money and they sit down in one room and they start spewing nonsense. A lot of balderdash out there, and then they are retweeting it. They are sharing it. Some people will even do a video and say, Emma, share. Like, hello. You just sat there in one corner and you are telling people to be sharing. Really? What's the source? I mean, how did you come about what you're saying? So social media, awesome. I mean, I'm active on social media, and I encourage people to be too. However, we must exercise caution, especially knowing fully well that these platforms, ditto the Facebooks, Twitter, Instagram, none of them has the server based in Nigeria. None. Which means if anything happens today, the best you can do is go and delete it. And nothing is ever deleted anyway, because there's always the social media footprint. Somebody has stored it somewhere. Somebody has screenshotted it. Somebody, it's always shared. He's always there. He's always there. You thought you have deleted it, but it's always somewhere. I mean, this is even right here in Nigeria. I mean, somebody will say, so you are now this. This is what you said, though. They will remind the person. 2 years ago, you were saying this, okay? So we can actually use it for social good. I believe social media can actually, because I've seen where social media has really helped. Yeah, it is actually. I've seen where social media has helped people solve kidnapping cases. I mean, I followed the particular case on Twitter. A lady was kidnapped. Unfortunately, she was murdered. Unfortunately. However, on social media, right there on Twitter, where somebody announced that we cannot find our sister, people started connecting dots, and they helped the police to locate the person who kidnapped her on social media.
Wow.
Yeah. So it can actually be used for social good. That's one. Two, I've seen situations, and this happens a lot. I think early this year, there's this lady that woke up in the morning, cooked for her husband and all that, and they were living in a one-room, self-contained or something. People came up, crowdfunded her. Yeah. She's doing very well now. I mean, see, a life changed just like that. Social media can be used. That's power of netizens. Exactly. Social media can be used for social good. So, however, that other side, and then the defamation, we have laws, around that. Someone comes up and starts insulting somebody you don't even know. Someone who probably is old enough to be your grandfather. Because social media, you don't see who is on the other hand.
Sure.
You only get to define them based on what you see on their bio or what they type. Okay? And personally, I've discovered that a lot of very important people don't even have plenty followers. So, if you are judging by followership, you are wrong. Yes. That this person has massive followership, must be an important person. It doesn't have to be. It can just be somebody who speaks nonsense regularly and people like to listen to him and laugh. It could actually be a comedian. It doesn't have to be an important, you don't have to be important, or you don't have to make sense for you to have massive followership. And people buy it anyway.
Exactly.
Don't
trust Nigerians.
Of course, of course. You know, so we just need to, I think there's need, of course, government needs to come in here to further engage and educate people on the use of social media.
Regulation.
Yes, yes. Of course, yeah, regulation, the policy side is there, but then we also need to engage people, and, you know, educate them, inform them on how well they can use this platform.
Before we get to that part of who to engage, because somebody must engage.
Definitely.
Okay, you are in government, so how would you say media and information literacy has contributed to informed citizenship and democratic participation?
Okay, so Oyo State has one of the largest.
Let's cite Oyo State.
Yes, Oyo State has one of the largest number of radio stations. Well over 50, as the last time I checked. I think after Lagos, right now, Oyo State is next. I mean, a lot of radio stations, and consistently, year in, year out, research has shown that radio is still the most, I mean, the media platform with the largest audience. Yeah. I mean, because on mobile phone, transistor, people get access. So now, the challenge is this: with the proliferation of radio stations, how do we monitor what people are saying? Okay, so government has decided, I'm in Oyo State here, so I can speak for Oyo State government. We've decided that, see, the moment you have invites or opportunities to go on radio station, you invited me to a TV station. I mean, how many days ago now? I'm here. Okay, not because they are not all that important, but you see, we have decided that, see, we will ensure that we'll maximize every opportunity to reach out to the people. And of course, Governor Seyi Makinde himself is not just people friendly. He always ensures that every opportunity, you know, to interact with people, especially via the media, he does that. That's why nearly all major government events, you see radio stations, TV stations doing live coverage so that people can access what their government is doing. People can hear directly from those who are in leadership. And that is something I think we need to do more of. Even at the federal level, people need to know who is leading them. I mean, they voted you in, so they deserve to have access to that information. People deserve to see their leader. People deserve to hear from their leader. It's given self, you know, it's their right. So they shouldn't be the one looking for you to come and talk to them. You should be the one looking for them to talk to them. You know why? Because when we need votes,
go back to them.
I mean, so it should not end with seeking votes. People deserve to know. It's the right thing. Okay, so at federal, state, local government level, people want to know who is leading them. Of course, people want to know who is spending their money, you know, and how they are spending it. Okay, so to a very large extent, in your state, government has been able to, at least to a very large extent, maximize, you know, media literacy via utilizing and maximizing media outreaches, media features like this. Okay. You know, so I want to thank you again one more time for this opportunity.
You're welcome.
You know, so it's an opportunity to interact with people. It's an opportunity to, you know, talk to people. And now,
and there are feedbacks.
Awesome feedbacks. Media is not a convergence even today now. So some people say, we're on TV. We're not just on TV. I mean, somebody will be seeing this maybe on social media or typing it. Because before I came here, I typed it on Twitter that I'm coming here. It's on my Instagram. It's on my Facebook. Okay, so there's a convergence, and it's an opportunity to educate more people, to interact with more people, even beyond the main platform that we're talking about. So, to a very large extent, like I said, Oyo State government, I mean, Governor Seyi Makinde, his personal social media accounts, or your state government social media accounts on all major platforms. You know, really now to what government is doing every single day. So it's not just about the conventional media platforms, radio and TV. We're maximizing all the social media platforms, ensuring that people are informed about what government is doing.
You know, we are talking about media and information literacy for public good, and for we to say that it's for public good, that is, it's for people. Sure. So what would you say should be the skills people should focus on to improve their media and information literacy?
Oh, okay. So, see, communication is communication. I mean, trying to try and say, okay, pick this one out. It's it's all encompassing. People should just go learn about basic communication skills, acquire the skills, active listening, a lot of people find it difficult to keep quiet and listen. Listening does not just mean open your, it includes actually researching, trying to get other people's perspectives about a particular issue. Not just jumping to the media platforms, whether social media or conventional, and saying, I want to say my mind. Calm down. Have you taken time to listen to other views, other opinions, other perspectives? Have you read about this particular issue? What do you know about this thing you're saying? And that's why, it happens a lot in the conventional media, TV and radio. You have a topic, you get a professional. You're talking about something about health, you get a doctor. A road. This is the way it should be done. People should see the media like that. So if you must say something, get a professional to come talk about it. You are not a professional in that field. It will be wrong for me to sit down here and begin to analyze the policy of Nigeria from the legal angle. I'm not a lawyer. What do I know about it? Except what I read. So the smart thing would be to get a lawyer who can dissect the Constitution, who can tell you, okay, this is right, that is wrong, this should have been done because the Constitution says so. Okay, so, basic communication skills, I tell people, whether or not you go to the university to study it, there are online courses that you can access. Okay, part of communication now, which is the 21st century addition to the curriculum, is fact-checking.
Exactly.
A lot of people have no idea what it means. Hello, before you post that thing, go check it out. Fact check. This is an era where people just come on here or TV and begin to blow figures. 1,000 people have done this, and 20,000. Really? It's a common thing that people will fact check you and go and check the data. No, that thing you said 1,000, it's just 20 people. So why not do the fact check before you go online?
Okay, let's go back to the issue of who should be saddled with what responsibility in ensuring that we have an informed citizenship, a sane society. Because if we have to go with how porous the social media space is, then we are going to have an insane society. But for we to get that space regulated with government policies, programs, sensitization, and all, who should be saddled with those responsibilities? Okay, so fine, we have NBC, NUJ, and the likes. And it's a time when, looking at the report this morning of how President is reshuffling a lot of cabinets, some people are fired and all. Now, to avoid duplicity of office. So who should do what? Okay, so when it comes to managing information that goes out there, everybody should be involved. All hands should be on deck. I say this because, see, if, for example, let's say I'm following somebody on social media and I notice the person has put out an information that is wrong, and I'm convinced, I know, I've done my research, I know this thing is wrong. I should not wait for maybe, whoever, the umpire on whatever, and I can reach out to that person directly. There are direct messages that might not be directly in the open. Hello, this thing you posted is wrong. This is the right thing. So it behoves the person now to now check and say, I was wrong. Probably delete it, or just put a caveat on that information that, I've accessed new information and this. So we don't need to wait. It's my own opinion about how we manage information and how we put a stopgap to all these things. Really, yes, government must do their job, no doubt. NBC, that's their job, really. Manage what gets on the airwaves. It's automatic. However, social media is just it's just social media. People just wake up in the morning and based on their mood, and they just begin to type, or somebody got them angry and they say fear women. Hello, you have a mother. You're afraid of your mother. You have sisters.
So people just type. But if we can all take it upon ourselves that as many people as we have access to, whether on social media or you even know them personally, reach out to them and say, see, don't just criticize. That's my own challenge. Don't just say, what you are saying is wrong. No. Show them the right one. What you said is not the total truth. This, after you have fact-checked, this is the right thing. And a lot of ways by which you can do this. See, I tell people, I said, if you have, for example, maybe 10,000 followers, and out of that 10,000 followers, say 20 people come back to you, through the DMs, and they tell you, DM means direct messages, which is not totally open, like inbox. Okay, let me use inbox. And maybe like 10 people come to your inbox and tell you, hello, ma, sir, that thing you posted, this is the right thing. I mean, every sane person will have a mind check and say, I think I should do something about this. But if everybody's just laughing about it, what is on here? So if everybody just, and let's just move on. And that's why you have a lot of half-truths and fake news.
And total lies.
I mean, spread across the social media, and nobody's doing anything about it. And if you're not careful, if lies remain for several years, I think it's a Yoruba statement, it might start looking like truth. And somebody will wake up one day and say, hey, it be you. That's how you did so thing 20 years ago. And I say, me. Is it not there on social media? It's a lie. The person was, I said, no, but you did not refute it. Exactly. Nobody, so we all have a job. As much as I would like to be naming names, that this agency, this organization to do this, it is our job. Can we take responsibility for our presence on social media? Can we take responsibility? If it were a TV now, we're just talking, nobody can jump in here now and say they want to say their own. I mean, security will clear them outside, and show them where they should be. But on social media, anybody can jump on your timeline. Anybody, can just start dropping comments. I've seen where
or tag you.
Exactly. So we must be responsible. Every single social media user must take responsibility in their space.
Okay, now looking ahead, what trend do you foresee in the media literacy education, and how might technology continue to reshape the digital world?
I don't want to use the word afraid in the next because I most times watch sci-fi movies, science fiction movies from Hollywood. So it gives you an idea of what they have in the bag coming up in the next 2-3 years, and what I see people using artificial intelligence to do. Hey. I'm worried.
It's obvious.
I'm concerned because they call them deep fakes. That someone is seated here and they are showing the person's video doing certain things, and he's like, I never did it. I said, this is you. This is your. He said, yeah, he looks like me. Until you get a tech guy who will now break it into slides and say, no, they changed something here. I said, how? So technology has been able to, these days, you can generate almost anything without stress. And these things are not expensive to do. With a mobile phone, can cause a lot of havoc, wreak a lot of havoc on the social media space. So I'm concerned that we need to start making policies that will guide how we manage the use of tech in social media. No, I'm not of the opinion that we should cancel. No, why should you cancel it? Why should you outlaw those things? The fact that you don't know it does not mean it is wrong. We just need to use it right. Okay? I think I read about, 6 months ago, a Russian TV station that decided that they don't need all the broadcasters that they have. I think they had like maybe 6 or 7. Said they don't need more than 2. That all the others, they just need to come and sign a document. And those ones they didn't read it well. He just told them they will be paying them half their salary. They can go get job anywhere else, but they should sign. Only for them, those people that they told to go, 2 weeks later, they saw themselves reading news. And they went back to say, no, we are no longer here. So how did you get this done? Say, no, we are using tech. After all, you have signed that you have given us rights to go and check them. Stations is I don't know if other countries are starting, but a Russian TV station is already doing that, using AI to cast news.
Yeah.
It's that serious. Some from the labor will say, so you want to collect people's jobs.
Exactly. Some people tend to lose their jobs.
Jobs are threatened. But that is one side. However, there are the good parts where I've seen places where security agents have used AI to solve certain issues. Because maybe someone died and needed to pass an information to someone else who does not know that the person had died, and they use AI to, and the person will be interacting with somebody on the phone, and the person will be responding, whereas a different person, they just change the face and they change the voice. A lot of things have been done, and some are good to a very large extent. Unfortunately, like we started, it's a two-edged sword. Yeah. Artificial intelligence can be turned to anything. You see, elections,
manipulated.
It's already happening in the US right now. Kamala Harris, the current vice president, is contesting against the former president, Donald Trump. And you see some videos, and they will say this is Donald Trump, and you'll be wondering, when did he say this? Artificial intelligence. Same thing, they'll be using against Kamala Harris. So this thing is good. But we must, as a matter of urgency, and I think Nigeria needs to step up very fast. We need to begin to put up policies that will address it, because see, whether or not it will happen is not a question. It will happen. It's a function of when people start adopting it here. And see, the children we're giving back to these days they are just natural netizens. You know, the Gen Zs are naturals. They are IT naturals. You don't need to teach them. My 9-year-old daughter knows my password, knows my phone, knows where the game is, knows. She can do anything. Between her and her mom, my wife, I think she uses the devices more than her. And nobody sat down and say, this is how to do it. No, you don't need to teach her. She just knows her way. The day I came back home and I saw her in front of my Mac, I knew there's trouble. She just switched the thing on and was already typing. I said, hey. So where did you learn this? Did they teach you in computer? No, I just watch you. Okay. So it tells you that even the people we think are causing trouble on social media now, they are nothing compared to the generation that is coming up. The upcoming teenagers. So
I can see where your worries and concerns are.
Very genuine concerns, if you ask me. So government needs to go ahead very early, start making policies along this line. And how will they make it? It's not by a 60, 70-year-old, with due respect to elderly people. We need their wisdom, we need their knowledge, we need their experiences. However, we need those teenagers on the table. We need them on the table, in the room, making contributions, because what they know, we don't. I don't deceive myself. I don't know what these guys know. So we need them in the room, on the table, making contributions as to how we can manage to use AI effectively, to use tech the appropriate way. And if something happens that is wrong, what do we do? How do we manage it? I told someone recently, I said, God forbid though, if there's a cyber warfare against Nigeria today, do we have solid people who can manage it? A bank, I will told their name in Nigeria, Popular Bank, top tier bank, a tier 1 bank, lost their domain name for almost a week. That you could not enter, the bank. Okay. In the same country. Now imagine one boy wakes up in one corner of one room, has access to internet and a computer, and decides to steal nigeria.gov.ng or attacks a ministry. Anything, but are we prepared? I'm not saying it will happen. I'm not a prophet of doom, but I'm saying, are we ready? Do we have what it takes? Not just at the federal level, even at the state level. Are we prepared? Governor Seyi Makinde, we were at an event, I think in Iseyin. Yes, in Iseyin. Amotekun, our local security agency, just passed out about 480, forest rangers to man our forest. And Governor Seyi Makinde made a statement there that, see, we will be engaging, tech. We'll buy drones. We'll get people, and people are saying, for Amatekun, my friend, go and sit down. I said, see, people can't see ahead. Okay, must we wait for people to now use it to attack us before we prepare? I said, that's a man thinking ahead. Do you want to wait until a foreigner comes in, deploys drone all over the state, and begins to call the shots? We see these things happening in movies. Somebody will sit down behind the computer, have access to the FRSC or whatever, and begin to control the traffic lights. Oh yeah, you stop, you go. And the person is inside this room. Should we wait till that happens?
That time.
We don't have to wait. We need to go ahead.
Proactive.
Exactly. That's the word.
All right, thank you so much. Before I let you go, for some, you mentioned fact checking the other time, but you know that it's not everybody that is media inclined. But how accessible would you say some of the news from the governments are? Because sometimes, for some people, until a particular site breaks the news, whatever site that has broken it before then, it's not genuine. Until I see it in another site, okay, yes, I think this news is reliable and it's genuine. But let's talk about people at the grassroots, people at the state level. So how accessible are information from the state government to them?
Okay, so I tell people, I said, and I always say this for those who care to listen, irrespective of, I mean, with due respect to media houses, big ones, even government-owned ones, if you really want to access government information, look for official government accounts. Not the fake ones, because there are a lot of parody accounts, I mean, fake accounts. I mean, you know, look for official government. What has Governor Seyi Makinde done in the last 24 hours? Go online, check Seyi Makinde, his own personal official profile. You will see it there, tick, blue tick, whether Facebook, Instagram, you know. You will see it there. You will see what he has done or has been doing in the last 1 month, 3, 4 years, 5 years that he has been in government. You can quote that. Governor Seyi Makinde said so, and so. And that's why I still appreciate the conventional media, TV station, radio station. They will go there, carry their own camera and record by themselves. A radio station will go there, record. They said a correspondent, somebody will be there. A reporter will be there to capture the information live. It's easier to quote that. Not that somebody said, because that's what is common now. And somebody said something, or somebody posted something, you are sharing, you don't even know. You know, so how reliable is government? As long as it is from official government account, it's reliable. It should be reliable. If it's directly from the official, for example, I'm talking now, I mean, by virtue of my position, people have a right to take me up on what I say about Oyo State government, because I work with government. Not just because I said so, but because, I mean, I work with the governor. So, I mean, these are, you can easily quote official accounts, you know, official statements from the official sources, not from a third party, and say, Ayoko Oto Media, he went to so place, and Ayoko Oto said so. I said, really? And I'll give an example to buttress that fact. Earlier this year, I think sometime in January, there was an explosion in Bodija. People started saying a lot of things. I mean, this is, it was a bomb. Somebody, terrorists have entered Oyo State. This and that. I kept telling people, please wait for official press release. And someone said, no, there's this guy. He works in a radio station. He has been the one giving us update. I said, and you believe him? Where is that guy right now? He said he's in this radio station. And he's in his radio station and he knows what's going on in Bodija. As at that time, in the night, I mean, the CPS, you know him, did ground zero. The CPS left his house from a long distance, went there that night. I mean, if you must get to know what is going on, the right thing is call the media guy who works with government. The appropriate person, the only appropriate person who can give you the first-hand information is someone who is actually there and is authorized to make a statement. Some people are there, they are not authorized. You know why? Because they don't know the genesis of the whole situation. They might just be saying something. They don't know how it came to be. And anybody can assume,
content creator.
Anybody can do it. Just say, hey, I'm right here, you know, and they are doing like selfie, this is it behind me. What do you know that is going on there? You know, so we need to just value access to official sources. It's important. And I can assure you, if it's from an official source, if you quote them and they say it's wrong, call them out. You said so. The official account of government said this, and then we are holding you responsible.
Well, I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Oladayo Ogunbowale, the Special Assistant on Communication to the Executive Governor of Oyo State, for this wonderful time on the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it's important that we have an informed society, but the onus lies in our hands also to do the needful by ensuring that we key into genuine information, not the one that could create chaos in the community. So let's leave the job to the hands of the government alone. As individuals, as patriotic citizens of the country, we also have a responsibility in ensuring that we have an informed society. Thank you to Mr. Ogunbowale for sharing light on this. So till we come your way again tomorrow by God's grace, my name is Temitope Oladipo. Do enjoy the rest of your day, and it's good morning.